you've made it this far, congratulations. All right, you've done your homework and you've pulled your credit. I hope you printed it and highlighted the items you wish to dispute or correct, and you're ready to send out that first letter. Great! Now what do? Well, in this section, we talk to you about how many items to dispute at one time. We will also explain what the credit bureaus do with the letters when you send it to them, what is a frivolous dispute, and what to do with the letter when the credit bureau says your information has been verified. Well, just hold on. We're going to enlighten you on a few things. Hopefully, by now, you have signed up for credit monitoring service and you've pulled your credit. I hope you have printed a copy of your credit report. You've highlighted some of those areas where you saw some inaccuracies, and you've taken notes of those same items that you want to dispute. Now it's time to start the disputing process on your credit file. You can dispute all negative information on your report, but there is a process to doing it correctly before you begin. Like most things in life, it can cost you a lot when you skip through steps. But fixing your credit is not one thing that you want to skip on steps, okay? Therefore, we emphasize getting a credit monitoring in place so you will know at least where you are credit-wise, and we can have a plan on how we're going to attack those things on your credit. There may also be a time when you become frustrated and want to quit, but that's normal. Just remember, it took you some time to get where you are now, and with our help, it will take you some time to get out of your credit challenge position. And it is well worth your time to go through this process and do things right the first time. We talked about the FCRA in the previous chapter and their role in protecting your credit rights as a consumer. The FCRA says you have a right to dispute any item on your credit report. If it cannot be verified, then it must be removed. These governing rules is the foundation for you to be able to dispute things on your credit file. You have the law on your side. If you want to find out more information about the FCRA, which is the Fair Credit Reporting Act, and your rights as a consumer, go to www.ftc.gov/credit. When you look at your credit report and you find information which is incomplete or inaccurate, the credit reporting agency must verify the information to be accurate unless they think your request is frivolous. We will talk about this a little bit later. The credit reporting agency, which is regulated by the FCRA, must correct or delete the incorrect, inaccurate, unverifiable information within 30 days of the receipt of your letter. You may also seek damages in a federal or state court against violators who violate the Fair Credit Reporting Act rules. If you have had your identity stolen or you're an active duty military personnel, you have additional rights, which are also explained on the ftc.gov website. When you write your first letter to the credit bureaus, they have 30 days to respond to you. I know there will be some people who would look to take a shortcut and go to Equifax website and look at their credit report online and see something wrong and then click on the dispute tab and then hit enter. Now, you may feel good about yourself because you are disputing a few items online, but this process is not productive or in your favor. Remember, we talked about creditors who pay to have access and to be a member of the credit bureau's organization so that they can put positive or negative information on your credit report. It does not pay to try to dispute these items online. What does the credit bureaus do with your letters when you dispute it? Well, the first thing they do is send your letter through an eOscar automatic reinvestigation system to filter out any duplicates or frivolous requests. Your letter gets a 26-digit code and then send your information electronically to the creditor who has paid them reminder to verify the information they put on your credit file. The creditor receives the request from the credit bureau. They look up your information on their system. And most of the time, it's going to say, yes, it's verified. We do have them. We're collecting on them. We're trying to get some money back from them, or they have some negative information. They can see all of this on their credit system. The creditors then send that verified information back to the credit bureaus and say that this information has been verified. The credit bureau then sends a letter to you stating that they received information from the creditors that the information that they sent you has been verified. Pointing out the obvious first is everyone is using a computer to verify your information. When I was in college and I took a technology course, the professor said garbage in and garbage out. GIGO. Whatever garbage has gone into the system is going to come out as garbage. So in other words, if they put in the information wrong the first place, guess what's going to happen? It's going to be wrong when they verify that same information. Therefore, disputing your information with the credit bureaus online is not a good idea. The written letters from you are more effective. When sending out your first round of letters to the credit bureaus, do not place any more than 5 negative items per letter to the credit bureaus. Let me say this one more time. Do not place any more than 5 negative items on your credit report. If you dispute more than 5 items at a time, the credit bureaus will consider your letter as frivolous, and they could deny your request per the FCRA. You can go on to the lesson resource area and download the PDF form from the ftc.gov to get more information about this. And I know at times there will be times when you're a little anxious and you want to speed things up, but it will cost you now and in the future if you do not adhere to the rules. So don't get over eager and send more than 5 items at a time on your letter. Remember, it took some time to get there, and it's going to take some time with the right steps to get you back on track of having great credit. Now, again, we mentioned before the credit bureaus have 30 days to respond to your requests. I'm going to suggest to you to wait approximately about 45 to 50 days before you get a response back from the credit bureau, whether that's verified or deleted information. Because of the mail delivery method we must use for this process, make sure you send your letters by certified mail and a return signature receipt. This will allow you to track the date you send the letters, just in case you may need them later if you must file a lawsuit against the credit bureaus. Today, we live in a quick, informational, instant society. So we want things to happen rather quickly. But again, you cannot rush this process. I have had customers who have been with other agencies, that's credit repair agencies, who has charged them high monthly rates for credit repair. The ranges were between about $80 and $130 per month. And some credit repair agencies has charged enormous upfront fees. There are credit reporting agencies who will say they have an aggressive plan. Well, let me tell you this. They must wait the same 30 days the Fair Credit Reporting Act has put in place regardless. Creditors and credit reporting agencies have 30 days per FCRA to respond to your request. Most of the time, when the credit repair companies say they have an aggressive plan, which costs more, is because they are disputing the maximum 5 items on your credit file. When you pay the lower monthly price, they are disputing approximately 1 to 2 items per letter. This keeps you on the hook longer to pay them. So, do the work yourself. I'm teaching you how, and you do the work and be patient. If the credit reporting agency sends you a report and says the items that you have disputed has been deleted, then you're done. However, most of the time it says verified, as I explained this earlier. They only send electronic information over to the creditors. Just do not get discouraged and quit when you get a verified information letter from them. It's part of the process. They use it to deter most people. And believe me, 90% of the people are intimidated when they get these letters and they quit right away. You will send out your round 2 letters and round 3 letters if necessary. Do not give up. There is a process, but if you follow the directions which are given to you in the letters, in no time, you will have your credit repaired. Now, to recap, we have talked about what the credit bureaus do with the letters you send to them. They use an eOscar system to send your information to the creditors who pay them to verify the information. We also talked about how it is a process to clean up your credit and pushing past those obstacles when you get a letter back from the credit bureaus when they say, hey, look, the information has been verified. Make sure you do not dispute more than 5 items at a time, or they will call your disputes frivolous and not investigate your request, and it will affect you. Now just remember, it took time to get where you are, but you have taken these courses, and I hope they have motivated you to start the process of cleaning up your credit. Remember, if you haven't already, get credit monitoring in place. We have a link for you to click on so you can go ahead and have that in place, because you need to know what people are reporting on you. There are too many people walking around with challenged credit and being denied because of it. But there is something you can do to change your circumstances. Most people want a better life and they want better credit, but just don't know what or how to go about repairing it. For the most part, people are good and are trying to do better. You are empowered with information to motivate you to start writing your first round of letters. Well, we have come to the end of this section. We have one more to go, and it is to explain those letters that you're going to write and how you're going to attack your credit report. Don't give up now. Hang on. The best is yet to come. Blessings.